Lacrosse in Nevada, a micro-history of migration. Nevada has a long history of migration, its migrant population outnumbering the native-born for the state's entire history. The game of lacrosse, originally played by Native Americans and historically played only on the East Coast, has made its way to Nevada, mostly through migration. Coach Keats is one such migrant.
My name is John Keats. I'm the head coach of the Oasis Academy Bighorns varsity lacrosse team. I grew up on Long Island, and depending on what town you're in, and I grew up in Manhasset, that's one of those towns where lacrosse is king. Everybody plays. You might play football and lacrosse, or basketball and lacrosse. And then we came to Fallon. There was nothing here for lacrosse, and then 1997 or 2000, somewhere around there, that UNR started their first team. And then a couple of high school teams grew from that. Galena and then Reno came out of that, but that wasn't until the mid-2000s. So there was virtually nothing until 2008 or 9. And then Bill Hogan started a youth program in Reno, and that's where we first got involved. And we did that for a couple of seasons. High Sierra League then expanded to take the youth programs in, and that's when we got our first stick grant from U.S. Lacrosse to expand out to here in Fallon.
Through people like Coach Keats, lacrosse has migrated to Nevada. But migration is always accompanied by mutual change. Lacrosse did not reach the West unaffected, nor was its new home unaffected by it. Throughout most of the 19th and 20th centuries, lacrosse was concentrated primarily in the northeastern United States, played mostly in Ivy League and prep schools. The lacrosse community had a very specific vision for what the lacrosse culture should look like. They viewed it as a gentleman's game, a game of intelligence, skill, and manliness. And above all, an amateur game, standing in contrast to the professionalism and commercialism of the other main American sports. They believed in sports for sport's sake, and they maintained a tight hold on the culture of the game until the 1970s, when lacrosse began to spread throughout the country, through high schools and colleges. Lacrosse is fast-paced, physical, and fun, and soon, new generations of lacrosse players had sprung up across the country. But with this new and explosive expansion came a new predominant culture.
Some of the older areas that have lacrosse, the Laxboro culture, they want to be the big guys on campus, and it's not. I mean, they're really good players too. Don't get me wrong, but it's less about being a great lacrosse player and honoring the game than it is about showing off and stuff like that.
Laxboro culture is characterized by players who pride themselves on their laid-back lifestyle, hip and trendy lingo, and expensive apparel, including brightly colored board shorts, flat brim hats, and their always-present lacrosse sticks. It is seen as very preppy, and according to some coaches and parents, it glorifies elitism and wealth. The Laxboro culture arising in modern lacrosse is unsurprising, considering the sport's roots in Ivy League schools and wealthy families. But as lacrosse has moved west, some of the migrants who have planted these teams have sought to change this culture, treating the areas untouched by the old culture of lacrosse as a chance to begin anew.
The Laxboro culture, some of the negatives that come with that culture were there in the older East Coast programs. It's almost completely absent from the culture here, and a lot of us have tried to keep it out. We decided we're going to create a positive culture. Guys from Washington, Virginia, Philadelphia, and New York. That seems to be where the bulk are coming from. So we wanted to grow the game and grow it responsibly. And one of the best ways to grow something is for people to have fun. If it's a cliquish type of atmosphere where you're not welcome into the group, and then you give up. But if we have a welcoming family where everybody's taken in, regardless of your skill level, as long as it's that type of welcoming atmosphere, that helps us grow the game. I think in the areas where we've grown into, we've developed a really good community because we've gone back to the honor the game notion. We kind of started from that point. So starting with the whole notion of honoring the game, and because it has a long and sacred history. So honoring the game and doing everything right in that way. I think that we've taught guys not just to be good athletes, but to be better men as well. And I think that's what the lacrosse community really emphasizes and really brings into a neighborhood.